this is Alex Chu from Idec. In today's tutorial, we're going to see how to bring the data from our PLC FC6A Plus all the way to display on the dashboard from AWS called Quicksight. So to achieve this, it mainly involves 3 steps. Okay, the first step mainly is to bring data from our FC6A Plus, upload it to AWS IoT Core by using Mqtt protocol. So to achieve this, previously we have uploaded another tutorial to show you guys how to do the configuration in our FC6A Plus in our WinLDR programming software. So for detail of the step how to achieve that, you may refer to that tutorial. Okay. For the second step, is mainly to store those data uploaded to AWS IoT Core to AWS S3. All right. And the final step, which is the third step, mainly is to link up AWS Quicksight with AWS S3 so that AWS Quicksight can get all the data from S3 and display on a dashboard. All right. Let us take a look how we can achieve that. Let us start with the first step. So the main thing we are going to achieve in the first step is to bring the data from our FC6A Plus PLC to AWS IoT Core. I have prepared a very simple program to achieve that. The detailed configuration, I'm not going to repeat here, okay? But there is one thing that I would like to get your attention is actually the topic involved. The topic where we want to publish the data to is actually, in this example, I use FC6A S3 and also the payload. Okay, so in this example, we are going to upload the time as well as temperature data. Okay, right, so this is the simple program. Let's test the connection between our FC6A Plus to AWS IoT Core. Okay. First of all, to establish the connections, if let's say the connection successfully established, this D0, okay, which is the connection status, will give us a 4. So we can see that now the connections successfully established between our PLC and the AWS IoT Core. And to do a test, see whether data successfully uploaded to IoT Core, okay, we can use the test function in this AWS IoT Core by subscribing the same topic, which is FC6A S3. Okay, so let's put this side by side. Okay, close this. Okay, to show you guys, if let's say right now I am publishing a temperature, for example, 83 degrees Celsius, for example, let's publish. Okay, you can see that the data successfully published to AWS IoT Core. That is what we want to achieve for our first step. All right, let us proceed to the second step. So in this second step, we are going to store the data that we uploaded to AWS IoT Core just now inside this AWS S3. Okay, so to achieve that, we have to go to S3. All right. And then we have to create a bucket. So what is a bucket? A bucket is, by definition, is a containers for data stored in S3. So let's create bucket. Okay, just give a name, temperature, let's say. All right, and then the rest of the setting, you can leave it as default. Already exists, so probably we can make it temperature 0. Okay, create a bucket. All right. After we created this bucket, we have to go back to IoT Core. Okay, because we have to define rules. Let's create a new rules. give a meaningful name, probably a room temperature. Okay, and this topic is important. We got to make sure it's tally with what we have set in our WinLDR just now. This topic name is FC6A3, and after this we have to add an action. Okay, so what we are doing here is to configure that the data, whatever data we uploaded to AWS IoT Core with the topic relevant to the topic FC6A S3, we will store them to Amazon S3 bucket. Okay, configure action, choose a bucket. Okay, because just now we have already created a bucket, so we can just select the bucket we created just now. And then we have to fill in this key. Okay, this key is very useful because we can configure to set the folder structure, how we want to store our data in S3 bucket. Okay, so let's say I want to create a folder with a name room1. Okay, I can fill in the key in this way. Then for room1 will be the folder name / and then whatever data go into this folder room1, I would like to split them according to the timestamp. Okay, so I can actually set it in this way, so that later on you guys can see that when I upload my data, each data will go into a text file. Okay, right. Let's double check. Room1 /$ timestamp. All right, that's all. And the next step is to either select the existing row or create a row. So for me, okay, I would just select an existing row, update row, and add action. Okay, right, and finally just create the row. So you can see that now the new row has been successfully created. Okay, so let us see. Let us try to send some data from our FC6A Plus to S3 bucket. See whether the data go into S3 bucket successfully or not. Let us double check. Okay, so if let's say there is any data come to this S3 bucket, we will see the new folder appear here, and inside this folder with name room number 1, as we said just now, inside the folder we will see some text file that contains some data inside. Okay, let us bring up our WinLDR software just now and try to send a few data. Okay, right. So you can see that immediately our bucket received the data. Okay, so this room1 folder created, and inside this room1 folder you can see there's a text file created as well. Right, so let us send a few more data. For example, 72 degrees Celsius. Okay, right, you can see immediately the data is uploaded and stored inside S3 bucket. Okay, what else? 90 degrees Celsius, for example. And then probably 60. Okay, so total we have sent 4 data. Later on we will link up this data stored in S3, okay, with the Quicksight, and we can see all of them appear on the dashboard. So that's all for the second step. Let us proceed to the third step. We are now at the third step, which is the last step of this tutorial. So in this step, mainly we link up AWS Quicksight and AWS S3 so that Quicksight can take the data stored in S3 to display on the dashboard. So let us see how we can do that. Okay, so first of all, of course, we have to go to Quicksight. All right, and then under this Quicksight, we go to dataset. Okay, we have to create a new dataset. Since the data source is coming from S3, the data source is S3, or the data coming from S3, so we have to choose S3. and give a meaningful name for this data source name. Let's say room temperature. And then we have to upload a manifest file. So this manifest file basically is it describes the location of the data file as well as the format. Okay, so I have already prepared a manifest file for this tutorial. Okay, but we have to do a little bit of adjustment, okay, based on the data that we have uploaded just now. Okay, so you can see that right now the URI prefix I use, it looks something like this. But I have to do a very simple adjustment based on the data I uploaded just now. Okay, so I need to copy this URI up to room 1. Okay, which means that whatever file inside this room 1 folder, whatever data inside this room 1 folder will be taken by Quicksight and displayed on the dashboard. Okay, so let's do the modification and then save it. Okay, all right, and once we save it, choose the manifest file, connect. Okay, if it shows successfully, we can preview the data. So we have all the data imported into this Quicksight now. Okay, so let us visualize that. Okay, so you guys can just select the type of the visual that you prefer. So to me, I will use this line chart. Okay, the temperature, probably I put it in value, put it here, and then for the x-axis I use time. Okay, and for the time I will use aggregate by second so that we can see the distribution clearly over here. Yep, that's all. Then we can publish it to a dashboard. So we can give a name. All right, that's all. Okay, it's pretty simple. Alright, so that's all for this tutorial. Thank you for watching.